Okay, I'm going to talk about a special speech that I gave about a decade ago. Now, first of all, just as context, at that time, it was March, mid-March, and number one, I just started a podcast with Yummy Park, so we did a recording that day. A few days before that, I was the main moderator of a forum with North Korean refugees, but also some terrible things that happened. My grandmother had passed away. So a lot of things were going on just within a couple of days, but also I received an emergency request to give a speech at the Chadwick International School. Now, I was busy, and I'll admit I did not read the email in detail, but I accepted the invitation. So I went to the Chadwick School, and I was walking around. The teachers were giving me a tour of the school, and I'm looking around, and I'm like, who's my audience? I only see little people here today. And they said, well, that's your audience. You're going to be talking to elementary school kids. Now, I was going to be talking about North Korea, but I was going to be showing some graphic photos and some really dramatic stuff. And so I didn't know what was going to happen with this speech. And if you look at the first photo here, now I didn't know what to expect. And I gave the speech just like I would give the speech to anybody else. And it turned out that the kids loved it. So I just started talking, and I had a PowerPoint presentation, and they were laughing, they were applauding, and one of the kids even asked me to go back to a previous slide, and he challenged me.
Wow.
Okay, now I'm an old man. Kid challenges me, what's the typical thing that an old man says when a kid challenges?
You know what you're talking about.
Well, kid, I've got shoes older than you. But I was laughing so much with this kid challenging me that I answered him, and turns out he was wrong. Of course, he's a kid, so he didn't know. So then I give the speech, and then when it's over, they applauded me, and the teachers told me at that time they had never seen a speaker get such a strong response. If I had run for school principal that day, I think I would have won. So they were really enthusiastic. I asked the teachers if I could take a photo of the kids, and you can see they just look so lovely there. And then I asked, can I join them? And that set off a rugby scrum. They're fighting with each other so that, who could stand next to me. And then if you look closely, you kind of zoom in, you can see I'm in the middle of these kids, and it's just like a wonderful, wonderful moment. It was the best reception that I had received from an audience. Then I made a mistake, and I asked, anyone want my autograph? Now, how arrogant do you have to be to ask if anyone wants your autograph? That set off another rugby scrum where they're all like running to me with their little notepads asking if they can get my autograph. And then the teachers came in like riot police. Okay, everybody, get into a straight line. So then they lined up waiting for my autograph. And yes, it was a nice line. I was signing it for all of them. They were so proud that they had my autograph. And then this girl got my autograph, and she screamed, and then she said something like, no one better touch this or you will die. And then she said she was going to laminate it. Okay, all right, so just a wonderful moment. I stayed there until the end. I signed everything for everybody, and at that moment I really wished I was like a famous person. They would really get a worthy autograph from somebody. And this girl went and got her mother and said, Mom, please, let's take a photo with him. Her mother just happened to be at the school. And then this girl, she asked the teachers if she could have a hug. Okay? And I said, okay, yeah, sure, no problem. And then she said, that's not good enough. She wanted a real hug. All right, so then I gave the real hug. This was 2014, March 18th. So just a little more than 10 years ago. They were then in the 4th grade, which means, 11. Okay, all right, so they would have been 11 years old, Korean age. So now they'll probably be, 21 years old, which would mean they will be sophomores in college. As I reflect, I wonder, where are they now? So they're in college. And as you know, South Korean culture can beat people down. It can beat the energy and enthusiasm and curiosity out of people. And I wonder about that boy who challenged me. If he's a college sophomore now at a Korean university, do you think he challenges the professor? What do you think? Probably not.
Probably not.
Okay, probably not. There's an old saying in Korea. Well, actually, I think it's a Japanese saying that the nail that sticks out gets hammered down. Have you heard this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Have you heard this? Is this a Korean or Japanese saying?
In Korean style, they say like the strange looking rock gets carved.
Oh,
You know, right?
I learned something new today. Okay, I had never heard that. So whenever I'm going to give a speech, actually, I look at these photos and I want to remind myself as a speaker that I need to bring energy and enthusiasm to an audience, that I shouldn't, be in like a passive mode. And then I go into the room, I'm ready to take on any audience. Now I'm going to be giving, I think, like 3 speeches in the next week or so. And so this is like a great memory for me as I do get prepared. All right, any thoughts?
I'm really curious
Okay.
where they are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it's hard to explain the energy that was in the room. But I think part of it is because it was unexpected. Okay? Because I thought I was talking to high school kids. Okay? But instead, they were 4th graders. I didn't know if they would respond. I didn't know if they would just sit there just waiting for me to finish. So I think that's one reason that was really like an unexpected occasion.
I wish one of the students who listen your speech come to us. That, I listened your speech when I was 4th grade.
Right. Yeah, actually, over the years, I've had a couple of people who said they saw speeches by me from years ago, but they're typically high school students or college students. I haven't had, maybe they don't remember. They're 4th graders.
Maybe that one girl still has her signature laminated.
If any of them actually have it, that would be amazing because I don't have any.